I'm going to tell you about a toxic work environment that I used to work in. I almost couldn't believe this place myself. I worked there for about 6 months. They were so bad that because of a non compete that I had with them for about 18 months, I had to take them off my LinkedIn profile. Because when I was doing podcasts, people were asking about them, and I literally couldn't find anything nice to say about them. The interesting dichotomy with this work environment was that the people that I worked with were actually good people. They weren't evil, they were just normal people, but the work environment was just toxic. Let me explain. So, the first red flag when I was walking around the office was the temperature. The temperature was set at about 60 degrees. When I asked why the temperature was at 60 degrees, they said the owner doesn't want people falling asleep at work. Then I went to the bathroom and I saw that there was single ply, which isn't a big deal. But then there was a flushing rule, which basically said if you had peed, you didn't have to flush. If you pooped, obviously you would flush. But it was to save water. Then one of the next things that I saw was new employees were put in the corner of the office so they wouldn't be a distraction to other people. If they needed help, they had to send an email and then someone would come over by them. Didn't really seem like a good way to bring new employees in. So, as you could tell, the office environment was really strange. While I was working for them, we had about 7 new employees join the company. Only one of them is still working there now. 6 of them left while I was working there within the span of 6 weeks. They completed the training and then they couldn't actually get a placement, so the owner let them go. Management at the company was terrible too. Managers would literally backstab people working under them to get more money in a deal, to cut them out of a deal, but then would act really, really friendly face to face. I started to notice a trend of really, really positive talk when people were talking directly to you, and then really negative talk about everybody behind their backs. So, really, a culture of gossiping. The most toxic part of this workplace was honestly the micromanagement. We would get 4 emails a day that tracked how many calls we made, the length of each call, total call time, and then we would be reminded of how we weren't hitting our numbers and basically embarrassed in front of everybody. Then the owner would also track every email and every message that was sent, and that's exactly how I basically ended up quitting slash getting fired. I got a message from another recruiter that said, "Are you open to new opportunities?" I said, "Absolutely." I mean, wouldn't you? The next day, the owner called me in and said, "Do you really want to work here?" To which I had said, "No." So I quit, which was actually good for them because then they didn't have to pay me any type of severance or any type of final payments. Worst place I ever worked. You can go check on my LinkedIn. They're not on there. But if you DM me, I'm happy to tell you. And anytime anyone asks me if I've heard of them because they're local, I tell them, stay away.